This is an iHeart podcast.
Good morning. Welcome to Today.
From back to school to tackling your to-do list, the Today Show is your best start to the day.
It's a new season, and every morning we're here to help you take it all on as the forecast calls for football all across the country.
Blockbuster stars, live concerts, and so much more. Wake up to where it's all happening.
We're getting back to all of it, and the best way to start is together.
Watch the Today Show, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. on NBC.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Hello, from Wonder Media Network, I'm Jenny Kaplan, and this is Womanica. This month we're talking about women of the wheel, icons who turned motion into momentum and spun their legacies on spokes, skates, and potter's wheels. These women harnessed the power of the axle, pushing their crafts and possessions forward through their works and lives. The turn of the millennium, or Y2K, brought panic, speculation, and anticipation. Some people stockpiled food, others sought out palm readings and spiritual guidance. In London, there was a contest on how to embrace the impending calendar change with a new landmark. One architect had just the right idea. A landmark that wasn't just to look at, but something that would allow someone to see the whole of London. Let's talk about Julia Barfield, architect of the London Eye. Born in 1952, Julia enjoyed school at a young age. She excelled in math and science and also found fulfillment in art, English, and history. When faced with having to select a focus, she realized that architecture could be the bridge between all these subjects, a marriage of the arts and the sciences. From 1972 to 1978, Julia studied at the Architectural Association School of Architecture in London, known as the AA for short. During her time there, she met fellow architect David Marks. The two became partners in life and in business. After graduating from the AA, Julia and David both worked for prominent architecture firms, while also working to establish equitable housing developments by squatting in derelict buildings and participating in demonstrations. By the late 1980s, David ventured off into his own practice. Julia followed close behind. Together they established their own firm, Marks Barfield Architects. Julia described the beginnings of the firm as very scrappy. She said, "At that time, we were based in a lean-to at the side of our house." Soon, however, Marks Barfield had a real office, and Julia and David were busy at work. Then in 1993, the Architecture Foundation and the Sunday Times launched a competition for a landmark design to commemorate the new millennium. The competition did not include a commitment to actually build any of the submissions, but as a budding architecture firm, they decided to enter anyway, thinking their designs being published in the newspaper might be good publicity. The design, though far from simple, returned to a basic concept, the wheel. While David had the idea of a landmark that would invite people to observe London from up high, Julia was the one who immediately knew where to place it, on London's South Bank. Their design failed to win the competition, but in the end, so did everyone else. The committee ultimately refused to pick a winner, underwhelmed with the submissions. Julia and David were undeterred. They decided to continue along with their plan to build a 500-foot observation wheel in the center of London. They first set up the Millennium Wheel Company to start securing financing for the project, but they only gained traction once a journalist from The Standard took an interest in the designs. With that publicity, they started to find financial backers for the wheel. Beyond the legwork to secure funding, Julia and her husband also had to meet with representatives from all of London's boroughs, the Arts Council, the Port Authority, and the Royal Fine Art Commission, just to name a few. All the while, Julia and David were working on their design. Julia said, "The number of iterations that we went through, just in terms of the wheel, was at least 100. Originally, Julia wanted the wheel to have 60 pods to more closely represent units of time, like 60 minutes in an hour or 60 seconds in a minute. But it quickly became apparent that this design would weigh too much and limit sightlines. So they settled on 32 pods instead. After years of permitting and waiting on approvals, building for the eye officially began. Boats meandered down the Thames with supplies as the giant structure slowly assembled on site. This included around 1,500 tons of steel and what Julia described as nearly all of the cement in London. 8 temporary islands supported the horizontal wheel over the river. Then it came time to lift it into place. It took about a week to lift the wheel. At one point, Julia watched the sun rise over the giant wheel as it loomed over the edge of the riverbank, suspended at a nerve-wracking 35-degree angle. Eventually, the eye rose to its full vertical height of 443 feet and took its place in the London skyline. Julia and David, along with a few other passengers, performed the first test ride of the eye in December of 1999, just in time for the new millennium. Originally, the eye was intended to stand for just a year, but now Julia's realized design has a permanent home in the center of London. It's one of the most popular paid tourist attractions in the UK, with more than 3 million visitors a year.
Welcome to the Coca-Cola London Eye.
In 2005, Julia and David succeeded in securing that 1% of ticket sales would go back into the local community in perpetuity, something that she's immensely proud of. David passed away in 2017. Julia continues to work with their firm and has designed a multitude of other buildings and landmarks. More recently, her work emphasizes sustainability to address the climate crisis. All month, we're talking about Women of the Wheel. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to Liz Kaplan, my favorite sister and co-creator. As always, we'll be taking a break for the weekend. Talk to you on Monday.
Every business has an ambition. PayPal Open is the platform designed to help you grow into yours. With business loans so you can expand and access to hundreds of millions of PayPal customers worldwide. And your customers can pay all the ways they want with PayPal, Venmo, Pay Later, and all major cards, so you can focus on scaling up. When it's time to get growing, there's one platform for all business. PayPal Open. Grow today at paypalopen.com. Loans subject to approval in available locations.
We finally switched to T-Mobile because with them, we can be connected here and there.
Dad, the cousins in Mexico have a surprise for you.
Listos todos. Una, dos.
And enjoy the gift of staying connected.
Switch and start saving today. Get 4 Samsung Galaxy S25 phones with Galaxy AI on us and 4 lines for just $25 per line. Plus, nonstop talk, text, and data between U.S. and Mexico. Visit a store, T-Mobile.com, or call 1-800-T-Mobile. 1-800-T-Mobile. See details at T-Mobile.com.
This is an iHeart podcast.